What's up, peeps? It's me, your boy, MP.
Oh. Of course I didn't start the timer even though I had it sitting right there. Welcome back to Lego Therapy! We're live-ish in the Lego Lounge. And yep, I am full nutty today. I gotta be honest, I'm so physically drained from trying to reach this goal. I finally reached it, but I think today is it for me because I'm so exhausted. Just trying to think right now is rough. But I'm here. We are back with the FunWhole Turtle Reef Dream build set 9072F9072. Obviously, this was produced prior to FunWhole rebranding to Lumibricks. Same great colors, same great designs, but just a new name. I think it's just to try to take attention away from the name and put it all on the products. But here we are with this fully built set. It was 835 pieces. Obviously we got the lighting kit. In fact, we can go ahead and ooh, look at that light up, so pretty. So we're gonna go through the full Fromania Bricks super proprietary ultra precise Lego review system, even though it's not Lego. But we're gonna go through it and we're gonna score all the different areas and we're gonna tell you what I think, and you can come up with your own thoughts on this if you have built it, if you haven't built it. But here it is in all its glory. I will get to a point later where I do all the close-ups and point everything out, but for now we're just going to talk about the scores. So starting off with visual design, appearance, whatever words you want to use for this. Again, everything is on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 50 total points for the 5 different categories. So visual design, appearance is so good, y'all. Again, if you guys watched the last episode, I talked about it. There was a set that I had wanted to get my hands on at some point. It was a very similar concept, underwater coral reef type thing, and I missed out on it. And I was so excited when I saw Lumibricks put this out. I was like, oh man, I gotta get my hands on it this time. And the price was so good, but we'll save that for later. This turtle looks so good. If you're from Florida and you see a lot of this, I mean, this guy is so cool. His mouth moves, his head moves. We're talking about appearance. So great looking turtle. Don't ask me what kind, I'm not that smart, but and then you get into here, there's so much to look at. First of all, again, all Lumibricks, it's in the name, they all light up. Not a ton of lights in this one, but you get your little underwater caves, like you get a little cave type situation going on here. There's a light in here, there's a little one over here where these little crabs are coming out. You know, just water scene here. There's some lights over here, some lights over here. It looks so fantastic. For such a small set and for the price that I paid, I was blown away by all the little details they included in here. And don't ask me what all these plants are either. I have no clue. Hopefully somebody is smart enough to point them out, but these little green phalange looking things, you got some of these are pretty standard stuff, but even the way they got some little gears down here that you would normally see in like a Technic set, and they made them clear colored, you know my terminology. and then stacked them with some plants. A lot of clear colored pieces in this build. Some little cones with some little clear purple flowers on top. Got your little treasure chest full of some gold pieces in here. Looks like maybe that's a pearl. Some crystals here. Little crabby, or sorry, this is a lobster. You got a blue lobster. You got a couple of crabs over here playing around. Just so much for your eyes that get captured by all these little, I forget what these are called. Maybe these are the coral reef. Don't judge me, y'all. But all little fishes swimming around, and we will get, again, we'll get close up later on. But man, it's really, really hard to say anything negative about the way this bad boy looks. If you come around to the back, I'll bring you around to the back, you will see, let's just do this. Boom. If you come around to the back, you will see we do have this little L-shaped thing, this little Technic L that has your battery box, and then all your wires are going here. They have a little plate to cover up the wires. It kind of seems pointless. It's cool that they thought of that, but when all your other wires are kind of sticking out, it doesn't really mean a whole lot, but it is what it is. I'm not judging that too much because this is the back of the build. But oh, and then obviously if you wanted to, they've got the adapter so you can just use a battery bank. But this is just 3 AAA batteries. Very, very easy. Looks fantastic. I'm just loving the rock formation. I meant to talk about that in a previous episode and my brain is just struggling right now. But I think this is the first set I've ever done with maybe the Little Mermaid set. Can't really recall. I'd have to look up it. But like, this was a really cool rock formation. The way they put the different angles and the layers, and they kept changing directions, and even some of this stuff, the pieces were built on the side, but then you turned it and attached it, and so you got a different look at it. Like, you're like, I know what it looks like, but then once you attached it, it ended up being different. So, one thing I will say, so this, I talked about it on the last episode. This little section over here, all little pink, whatever these are, with the fishes all in there. For whatever reason, they just kind of cluttered it up. So I don't know if you can tell, but I sat here for about 10 minutes. I pulled a bunch of them off and I reorganized them so everything's not smashed together. So in that retrospect, if I went with their original build, it is a little bit of a ding on that. But I did reorganize it and now it looks better. And there was plenty of space here. So I'm really not sure why they had it all smashed together the way they did. But I don't know. I fixed it and it looks great. So on that, I will take a little bit of a ding off of that. And also, we talked about it before, but the stand is not my favorite. First of all, I get that this is supposed to be an underwater scene, so maybe that's the idea behind this guy. There was the shorter stand, but even that one is like a tan color, and I just didn't like either one of them very much. I don't like the way it looks. I think it would have been way cooler if they had done something like the way the little girl here is floating, if they had done some clear pieces to make it look like the turtle is actually floating underwater. Oh, I do want to comment too on the box, okay, because visual design, this is all part of the experience. So the box looks great, just like the previous FunWhole build I did. It's a really solid box. You got your FunWhole Lumibricks yellow or orange. I don't even know my colors now. Neat little scene here on the back between the girl and the turtle. Got her again on the side. And just what a beautiful cover art. This box is very, very solid. It makes it really hard to decide if you want to keep these or not. And then again, we already went over the books in part 1. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But you got your little story there, and then everything is really, really well printed. The colors are what they are. We've talked about that before, but either way, everything looks really good. So I'm gonna go. We're not going perfect 10. I can't give it a perfect 10 just based on a couple of those little factors, but I will give it a solid 9. All right, talking the next category, minifigs. Now, the way Romania Bricks talks about this is it the right figs with the set? Is it the right number of figs? Are there some other figs that could have been included, that should have been included? Things of that nature. Now, we have talked on here before, and when I first heard about this company, I was a little bit turned off just by the idea of the minifigs, even though I'm not a huge minifig guy. But they just look weird. They're not the coolest minifigs of all time. But here we go with our one minifig for this set. She looks pretty cool. Oh, try to turn that off and see if it helps. She looks pretty good. She's got her little pajamas on there. I don't know if you can tell, it's like some little clouds printing on the back. Gosh, I wish I could figure out focus. It is just the biggest struggle. You see her? Anyways, the one thing that is always so odd with these FunWhole builds is, there we go, the hands are just so strange. Her face is two-sided face. One side is sleeping, one side is happy and smiling. No printing on the bottom half, just a printed shirt. But it does the job. But the FunWhole minifigs are so odd in their look, in the way the hands are so difficult to put things because they're curved. It's like this. It's like if this was your hand, so you got to shove things in there. But it is not the worst minifigs of all time. I've seen worse, but it's just not the best either. So with that being said, I don't know what else you could have included in this set as far as minifigs. See how difficult it is to, there we go. Now she's on there. So I don't know what else you could have included in this set that they didn't already include. It is called Turtle Reef Dream. So it's this little girl having a dream about being underwater with this amazing, awesome, massive turtle in comparison. So I don't have any complaints really, other than, again, it's a FunWhole minifig. But overall, I think they nailed it. Again, she looks good for FunWhole, and it hit the mark. So again, can't give it a perfect 10. It just can't. Not based on the design of the minifig, but overall, really good. I'm going another 9. So bam, there we go. Build experience. Man, I didn't really have any complaints. When it came to the directions, it's as we've said, the colors, they just beat me up sometimes, especially when you have multiple like greens. Like there's different shaded greens, and then they got even more into it this one where they had the clear green pieces like this one here. Just it can be challenging in the directions to know what color exactly you're looking at. So that's where with the directions, I did have my iPad plugged in, I had the lighting turned all the way up. It definitely helped, but it can be challenging at times to figure out which color exactly. Because again, some of these pieces, they had these little flowers. They were green in clear, and green in solid, and green in another green. This is like multiple greens of the same exact piece of the very similar color, and you're like, which one? Now, at the end of the day, it doesn't make a huge difference because it's just plants underwater, so you could mix and match. Not the end of the world, but again, overall, nothing really off. Like, the lighting kit was really easy to install. I didn't have any really challenges. Now, this is my second Lumibricks set, so I already kind of knew what to expect versus the first time I did it. I was just like, and then again, this corner over here was very weird. The way they had it all just kind of smashed in there. It wasn't really lining up. So on that, I'm gonna ding it a little bit. It wasn't terrible, but again, if you do this build, I highly recommend just spreading it out a bit when you get to this section, because it's just so smashed in there. It just doesn't make, and again, you can see if there's still space, plenty of studs down here you can put stuff on. So some of these plants could have moved down here. It's underwater. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. This isn't the factory where, you know, the wall art's got to be on this wall and the bar's got to be on that wall. And like, no, it's an underwater scene, man. Do your thing. That's the best part about brick building. You can just mix and match. So I like it. It came out really good, not too challenging. What do they call this? 16 plus? I wouldn't even say you need to be 16. It was definitely had a good level of challenge, but not too hard at all. Very, very fun. I really had a good time putting it together. The turtle was a lot of fun, minus the stand. And really the stand is fine. It's just how flimsy this is. It just makes me nervous. I don't know. Maybe I'll redesign this with some other pieces or something at some point. But again, man, great set. I'm going a 9. I'm going another 9 on build experience. All right. Next category is playability and functions. This is not really a playable set. Now, the only thing I can kind of see, you got your little minifig here, right? And she's holding on to this little clear rod that she's floating around underwater. On the back of the turtle's flippers, you can see here, and then again over here, there's another one. There's 2 clear clip-on points. They never showed in the directions what those are for. I can only assume that is meant to be for the little girl minifig to clip on there like she's riding on the turtle. So if you want to call that a playability and function, now the turtle is fully posable. His mouth moves, head moves, flippers go all around. You know, you don't have to keep them on the stand, obviously. You can take them all. Look at the flippers go up and down and all around, even the back legs. Nothing on the tail, it's just a brick, but all the legs move. Everything moves on the turtle. And then obviously you do have your light up function. So I'm sitting here contradicting myself as this review goes on. I love you, peeps. I don't know why you listen to me. I'm not all here. I would not call this a play set. No, to be fair, I would not call this a play set in the traditional idea of, hey, we're gonna knock walls down, we're gonna build it's just not that. So I would consider this more a display set. So on that, this is tough because it's not meant to be a play set. but does have some functions. You got your light up function. You do have your ability to play with the little girl, play with the turtle. I don't want to knock it too hard because it's not intended to be a playset, but it does have some. So I'm gonna go 7. Just because, again, I don't want to ding the set for being something it's not. It's not designed to be a playset. You can just look at it. This is a display set. But it does have some functions. It does have some playability. So I'm going to give it a 7 on this category. And if you disagree, let me know in the comments. I don't know what to tell you. Last category is value. So I'm going to just really quick, because I can't remember off the top of my head. Where did my iPad go? We're going to look up what the full cost of this set is. But I can tell you, just from experience of watching their site quite regularly, they always have sales on their stuff. So, Lumibricks, if you were to buy this set straight up, it's $45 for 835 pieces. So, $45, 835 pieces. That comes out to 5.4 cents a piece. I can tell you, right now they've got a 15% off coupon, but I got it 25% off. So 25, I gotta do math real quick. I should have done this ahead of time. I paid $34 plus tax. I think it probably came out to about $35. So $35 divided by 835 pieces, 4.1 cents per piece. No stickers. This is a fully lit up kit. Man, how do you not call that a great value? Because again, I had a great build experience. Everything looks good. Everything was, the minifig is what it is, but it fit the bill, and it's just such a good set. It's gonna look so great. I'm gonna find a place because we have all kinds of like turtles and not unicorns. I started to say unicorns, seahorses, dolphins, things like that around our house. So I'm gonna find a place and it's gonna fit in somewhere really nicely. It is hard to take anything off for this set. This is a killer price. For what you get, it is so good. I feel like I have to go 10. I don't know how you could have made this any better. You got the battery pack, or you can use external battery pack. Everything is so good. Everything is so good. Yeah, we're going. It's just, I don't have anything to knock this. It is great price. Everything all together. I mean, because value's not just what it costs. You know what I just realized, y'all? I forgot the dad joke of the day. I don't need Sean coming in my comments and giving me a hard time. I love you, Sean. Dad joke of the day. You know, because we were already on track and I just sidetracked for a dad joke, we'll throw the crown on. What is the least spoken language of the world? Sign language. I'm not gonna lie. I read this ahead of time because I wanted to make sure I didn't mess it up. And I had to think about it for probably about 15 seconds. I was like, I don't get it. You know what else? You know how a dad joke becomes a dad joke? When it's full grown. That is a full grown joke. Anyways, 10 on the value. Let's add this all up. 10, 9, 9, 9. All right, peeps. We have come up with a whopping 44 out of 50. It is such a good build. I highly recommend it. Even with the little bit of goofiness that was in there, I just so good. I'm so happy with this set. I'm so glad I got it. I almost didn't pick it up. I'm gonna push this stuff out of the way so we can get our close-up. I almost didn't get it, and because that is around the same time that I started going nutty for these dream sets. But I looked at it and I looked at it and I remembered that other set that I wanted and I missed out on. I said, man, I don't want to miss out on this, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up, and I'm very happy I did. And again, I highly recommend it to anybody. Anybody that enjoys brick building, totally worth it. All right, let me pull out my background so we're not, actually, let me pull my microphone up, then we'll pull out my background, then we'll get our nice close-up view of everything. All right, peeps, here we are. This is the close-up of the Turtle Reef Dream. I can't remember words. English is hard, peeps. Here we go. Here's your turtle. Look at the top of that shell. So detailed. And then really, like you can see, like they didn't even keep things totally symmetrical. They're trying to show some aging on this guy with all the different colors. Got different plants growing on his back. Got your flippers here. Just go ahead and pick him up. Look at his face. Nice little eye. Look at his little mouth there in the front. And again, you got these little clips on the flippers that I'm pretty sure that's for the little girl minifig. Just beautiful. And let's bring it down here. As you can see, they do have this right here, so you can attach, you know, it's the Mills plate concept, so that you can attach to another set. I'm really not sure if they have plans for a different set to go with this one. So far, this is the only underwater scene I'm aware of. Could be wrong. The only one I'm aware of that Lumibricks has, but we'll just get it right in here. All your little beautiful crystals, gold pieces, underwater lighting, these little purple plants. Where are they? Right there. These little guys coming up out of there. Come around the corner there, you see you got your little crabs. One is hanging out over here in this little cave. Try to focus. Got your little minifig girl here swimming along in her dreams, and as we talked about, there's her PJs she's hanging out in. Some more plants. Lots and lots of plants. Beautiful rock formation. All the little, I think this is coral reef. More plant life over here. Really, really looks awesome. And I love when you come out, you know, I was curious how this light was going to work out. You got a light up in here. Fortunately, this wire fell down. I can't figure out how to get it back up, but it's not a huge deal. The light is lighting up this cave, and they've layered it beautifully so that it looks as if you've got some depth, like the cave just keeps going back. Man, everything starfish, little, don't ask me what the plants are called. I do not know. Everything just came out so glorious. And we can turn it around to the back just for the sake of showing it off. Again, you got your little L bracket there that holds your battery pack in. You can pop that out, turn it off, put it on. All your little wire management there, and your little wire hider. It's kind of Kind of pointless, but it's fine. That's about it. There's not a lot to show off on this set, but just beautiful. Just beautiful little display piece. And that's it. All right, peeps, what do you think? Are you picking this one up? I think you should. If you haven't already. It's so good. It really came out very, very nice. I gotta go find a place for it now. But I will find a place for this. This is not going in here. As much as I love displaying stuff in here, this is a house display set. Everybody needs to enjoy this when they come over to visit. That's what I do at the club too. The club is out there. Boom, it is out there. So when people come over, they're gonna see the club, and we're gonna put the phone in there and party up. Nobody comes to my house. Anywho, peeps, I don't want to make this go too long, but I just wanted to show it off, talk about it, give you my thoughts, and hopefully you guys had a good time. I think part 2, I haven't edited anything yet. I think part 2 is going to end up being a bit long, but I will try my best to speed up the build sections. I'll tell you what I do. You know, I typically, when I get to start editing, I get to the section where I'm going to do the speed build or speed whatever, speed it up. I clip the section and I hit 20x, and that's generally where I keep it, because usually it's perfect speed. But sometimes I'm like, oh, this was so long, and I will go 30x, 40, whatever I gotta do. So I try not to make these painfully long, but reviews are always a little bit longer because I gotta go over everything and I'm not building anything. So, man, this is a great build, great review, great score, 44 out of 50. Solid. It's a solid build. And yeah, that is it, peeps. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I always enjoy interacting with everybody. I'm getting so many comments these days, and sometimes I miss them, y'all. I apologize. I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I love hearing from everybody that comments, but just sometimes YouTube, I don't know if anybody's got a better method, but YouTube is not always the best at sending me notifications. Plus, I flip-flop back and forth between this account and my old account, and so my old account I keep for pro wrestling. This is my Lego account. So sometimes I just miss stuff, and I apologize. I try to go back and catch up, but it's not a personal thing if I don't reply to your comments. I just wanted to put that out there. So, peeps, it's been great. Had a great time. And that's it. I'll see you guys on the next one.